What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman. Now, yesterday, clumped together, but all from different sources, we actually got a ton of news about Thor 4 Love and Thunder from Chris Hemsworth himself, weighing in on his thoughts on the script, to this brand new mystery character that's been added to the film, and a full description therein, as well as a rumor that Beta Ray Bill is to be introduced in Phase 4, but Marvel Studios doesn't quite know which film to do it. We're going to break down everything Chris Hemsworth said, and then weigh in on what we think this mystery character could be given the description, and of course talk about Beta Ray Bill. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button, we're giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, as well as a whole slew of other Marvel related stuff, including a limited edition Infinity Saga box set. If you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video, and if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So as reported by a ton of outlets now, but originally in speaking with the Philadelphia Inquirer, Hemsworth had to say this about the Thor 4 Love and Thunder script: one of the best scripts I've read in years. It's Taika at his most extreme, at his best. If the version I've read is the one we get running with, it'll be pretty insane. And that's awesome to hear, considering how good Thor Ragnarok was and how much they've enjoyed working with Taika Waititi up until this point. Chris Hemsworth's been rather candid about how re-energized he was for the role of Thor and the franchise as a whole after working on the last film. So it's great to hear that, at least in Hemsworth's opinion, this script is on par with, if not better than, Thor Ragnarok. Now, speaking of which, and from a completely different source, from the Illuminati.com, they broke yesterday that a brand new character is set for casting over at Marvel Studios to join the cast of Thor 4 Love and Thunder. In their exclusive by a similar title, they go on to report, quote, "The casting call for Thor 4 reveals an open role for a supporting lead character named Zappa. The team at Marvel Studios is searching for a young black male, 11 to 12 years old, either African American or Black British. It also lists him as intelligent, fearless, mature, with a good sense of humor." They go on to say, while the name Zappa doesn't immediately bring to mind an established Marvel Comics character, it still could be significant casting for implications for the film. What they mean by that is, if you run to any of the Thor comics, you're not going to find a character by that name, and right off the bat, it's hard to think of any characters that would match this description that we know would be a part of the upcoming Mighty Thor storyline that involves the Jane Foster cancer narrative that we also know will be a part of the film. But it's very obvious who this character is, considering what we already know about upcoming Love and Thunder. Now, you guys may remember the reports going back, I don't know, a month or two, about the upcoming Loki show, how to play into the multiverse of madness, and the implications as a whole. We know we're probably getting Kid Loki during that show, and it was also rumored that he would be cast to join Thor 4 Love and Thunder with this new script. It would be sort of a flashback thing. We would see the same character that Loki's going to run into that may end up joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe going forward, but in a flashback when they were all kids in the original 616 timeline. There's one character that would of course be on Asgard with them that would be around that age and fit all of the characteristics, and that's none other than one of Thor's best friends in a young Heimdall. Of course, this would make sense. He would be a supporting lead, as he'll probably play a huge role if those flashbacks play a major narrative in the story, and Heimdall is a major character in the Thor storyline, especially if there's any chance of this character going forward. Now, after I slept on this for one night, there was one other character I thought about that really fit all of these characteristics, but was hard for me to shoehorn into the idea that he would fit somewhere in Thor Love and Thunder. But that's actually a young Nick Fury. We haven't seen much of his backstory at all. We've been piecing it together the whole time. I don't know why or how there would be any sort of flashback that would involve a young Nick Fury around 11 or 12 years old, but as far as the rest of the characteristics that match that character, and from the point of view of just raw relevance in the MCU being such an important part of the Infinity Saga and a part of the upcoming Marvel Phase 4 and 5 being a part of Sword, you would think that maybe this character does deserve a backstory of that effect, and maybe just as crazy as Taika Waititi is and this script could be, there would be a place for him. I know it seems like a long shot, but of those characteristics and outside of a young Heimdall, we're just covering all bases. Speaking of which, the character of Beta Ray Bill has been so heavily rumored to be introduced in Marvel Phase 4, split equally between Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and Thor 4 Love and Thunder. We've had several reports from each movie, and this is stemming back now the better part of a year. The problem here seems to be, and as reported yesterday, coming from a couple of sources but just on rumor status, that Marvel Studios doesn't quite know where to introduce the character, and I want to weigh in on my immediate opinion about that. If there's any truth or relevance to this at all, it could be because both scripts are already full to the brink. We know that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is set to try to tie up a ton of loose storylines for a lot of the main protagonists that are already in that group. And for Thor 4 Love and Thunder, as soon as they added the Jane Foster Lady Thor storyline, there was so much real estate that had to go into that to be able to make sure we reconnect with the character, to build out her empathy, and then imply what's going on between her and Thor. And again, it's a Thor story. Where to introduce Beta Ray Bill is a real question, and it could be that both directors here finished their scripts without giving enough real estate for the character, and again, Marvel Studios, in the same way they wanted to do with Thor Ragnarok and not waste him, now doesn't have a spot to introduce him. Now, there were rumors that they were going to use Beta Ray Bill in a major way in Marvel Phase 4 and going forward, and it makes a lot of sense for the way that the MCU is expanding. Tied to this rumor, they seem to imply that both directors want to use the character and Marvel Studios can't decide a better place for his debut. That's why I offered my opinion first, because I think it makes a lot more sense from the standpoint of what we already know about how they do these movies. Speaking of which, and right on cue, here is Natalie Portman during the original San Diego Comic-Con entering the stage. Huge shout out to Films That Rock for all of this footage that YouTube channels have been using now for the better part of a year. You can follow them down below. I left a link in the description. But there's a lot that's going to happen in this movie. As much as we want to see Beta Ray Bill and the Thor core that we've talked about as rumors and theories here at the channel over the last couple of months, we already know how Marvel does it. They give every character that deserves their due. If there's no room for a Thor core, if there's no room for Beta Ray Bill in Thor Love and Thunder, he's not going to show up there, as well as Guardians of the Galaxy. From what we already know, what James Gunn has said about that script, it's been done for the better part of a couple years, and outside of some major changes needed now because of the geography and the timeline, it's going to stay rather intact. That doesn't sound like some place that needs to fit Beta Ray Bill in if he wasn't in there in the first place, and now having Taika Waititi finished his script, maybe he's not involved at all. That conjecture aside, guys, let me know what you think in the comments about all of this. How hype you are for Thor 4 Love and Thunder, as well as this maybe possibly being even better than Thor Ragnarok, and everything we've heard in the last couple of weeks about how crazy this film would be. Who do you think this mystery character is? Is it very obvious that it's a young Heimdall, or do you think it could be somebody else, including a young Nick Fury? Let me know all your theories about that down below, as well as how bad do you want to see Beta Ray Bill involved in the MCU? Would you be disappointed if we make it all the way through this part of Phase 4, both of these movies come and go, and he isn't involved? If you want him involved and it can't be either of these films, let me know down below in the comments what your best idea for introducing that character would be and what the most important part of his storyline needs to be involved. Obviously, we have his weapon, a different form of it in the MCU. Now we just need him. Guys, let me know all your thoughts down below. I'm all ears as always and have rather enjoyed a lot of your discourse here recently. Remember to respect everybody's opinions. There's no right or wrong. It's just that opinions, unless you post something overwhelmingly profane or negative, and that'll just be removed. Now quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. We're still giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, the next of which is at the 650,000 subscriber mark. We're really close to that, and we just gave 2 away. All you have to do to be entered to win, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell with notifications turned on, leave a like and a comment on this video. The more videos you like and comment on, the better chance you have of winning. That'll also automatically enter you to win all the rest of the prizes we're giving away here at the channel, including one we're not too far off of, the second limited edition Infinity Saga box set. We gave the first one away on New Year's Eve. We'll be giving the second one away at the end of this month on the second anniversary of the channel. If you want to be entered to win either of the PlayStations, this limited edition Infinity Saga box set, or any of the other prizes we add to the pile here as we go up, hopefully to 1 million over the next couple of years, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the sub button, notification bell with notifications turned on. Leave a like and a comment on this video. The more videos you like and comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, especially the way they were here recently. We leave the winner announcement and the sub count in the title. So if you've missed any of those, including the 2 we just gave away, no worries. All you have to do, scroll back through the channel video log, look again for the winner and the sub count in the title, click on that and scroll to the end of the video in the same section that we're doing this giveaway speech here right now. Also guys, if you're still listening to this video in the 9-minute 55-second mark, you've probably been watching these videos for a while. If you want to interact on a different level, or if you hang out on Twitch for a different platform for entertainment, I've been streaming there most nights, twitch.tv/Nvellen, that's Nvellen. There's a link down in the description. Again, if you just hang out on Twitch already anyway, you'll find me there a couple nights a week or more. Come say hi, come hang out. It's a pretty fun community. We play a ton of different video games. It'd be awesome to hear from you guys. Again, my name is Michael Roman. This is Everything Always. Thanks so much for checking out the channel and stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.